Hey guys, my name is Bryson Sessions and you're listening to the Bed Project Podcast. This show is a little bit different than other shows out there, so if you want an in-depth understanding of what it's about, please listen to episode 292B. It'll give you all the details for the show and what to expect. So that being said, here is today's episode. I think I learned a valuable, if I can pronounce that word, dude, valuable. All right, good start to the show. Not going to edit it. I don't give a fuck today. So I think I learned a valuable lesson today. And that lesson is something I probably... What the hell is going on, dude? Oh my hell. Just so annoying. This shit, you know? Yes, allow Dropbox. Where's this at? Yeah. Okay. And we're keeping all that in because that's what the fuck happens when you're not ready. Okay, so I learned a valuable lesson today, and that lesson was maybe build out all the core parts of the program before you start recording videos and making forms and editing this or editing that. Because the likelihood that the core parts of the program will change and I'll have to redo the videos or the forms or the documents, that's a high likelihood if I'm not certain on exactly what I'm doing, which is then part of a lack of planning and lack of preparation. That's that problem. But the lesson here that I'm here to share, is, I guess, don't try to market a book that you haven't even finished writing, because you might change core components of that book, what it's about, the cover, the chapters, you name it. Might all change. The reason why I say that is because I realized that I spent an entire day today recording a video, a 20-minute video, and it's taken me 3 hours to line everything up, edit it, make it look nice. I mean, it doesn't look like how I want it to look, but I lack the skills and experience to make it look the way that I want it to look, and also not spend 300 hours doing it. It's taken me this long, whatever, to make this happen. And I realized halfway through in making this, or actually rewatching the video that I filmed of myself. So real quick, I'm filming myself make a video going over the 60-second check-in, which is so ironic that it's a 20-minute video for a form that takes less than 1 minute to fill out. But it's just part of my commitment to being extremely detailed and giving the client everything that they might need and more. Because if a whole program is full of things like this, the value that's packed in that and the care and the level and the attention to detail for everything, it shouts from the mountaintops to the client that I care so much about the small things and that the details are how you win. So that's a whole other thing. But I realized halfway through of me rewatching my video of myself that some of these nutrition goals might not apply to every person that's in the program. So for example, one of the questions in the form is, did you get your caloric goal within 100 calories above or below? Now, generally speaking, that would apply to everybody. But if somebody's following a meal plan, then they wouldn't be tracking food necessarily if that's even the route that I want to take. So therefore, this wouldn't apply. So it just wouldn't. It would be confusing for the person on the back or on the other side consuming this, and especially if it doesn't line up, they wouldn't have the same form, whatever. So I paused right there and I put my hands on my face and I thought, oh my hell, dude, I need to pay off this ignorance tax as soon as possible. It's what Alex Hormozi calls the biggest debt that we're in as aspiring entrepreneurs or current entrepreneurs, whatever. Just paying off the ignorance tax, which is a big fat lump sum of coin that we have to pay to understand and to figure out what's going on and get over or get past the ignorance of whatever it is that we're working on. So for me, I need to build from the inside out. And once I reach out, then I'll be good, because everything that will then here's a better way to say it. I need to worry about the aesthetic once all the material and the programs and everything are completed. So instead of painting the sculpture as I go, I should probably finish the sculpture and then paint it, because then I know that I don't need to make any changes. Because if I paint something, if I'm making a sculpture and I'm doing part of the mustache of the guy or whatever in the sculpture, and I paint the mustache and it's brown and it looks nice, and then I realize, you know what? I fucked up the mustache. I got to redo that. So now I painted for nothing because I got to take the paint off or sand it or resculpt whatever the fuck it is. I'm not a sculptor. I don't know how that shit works. So I got to redo all that. So I painted for nothing, wasted all that time when I could have been using that time to finish the sculpture. So now I get screwed because I have to redo the mustache, got to resculpt that, got to take the paint off, and then I got to redo it from there. So lesson learned. Make the core components of everything before you start doing the colorful, aesthetic, nice shit. So literally stopped recording. I mean, that's right here. Listen. Approximately 6 hours last night. Next one is 7. So I'm just recording. I'm watching the video. Realized right there, what am I doing? So then I paused, clicked record on voice memos, and wanted to share or document this moment in the process, because I'm frustrated I'm kind of frustrated in one way, but then not really in another. I'm frustrated because I just have so much work to do to get this done and completed. And it just seems like I'm not making any progress right now. I know that's not true, but it feels that way. And I don't like to feel that way. Not to mention it's 7 o'clock now, and I need to hurry and eat one more thing so that I can begin my fasting window, which seems like intermittent fasting is going well. So far, I don't know. I probably will only commit to it for another 3 weeks after this week, because that's when the 16 week. Oh, I think it's actually a couple more weeks, but that's when the 16-week cut would end. I think I got my days mixed up, actually. Either way, I'm only going to do it for 3 more weeks just to give it a fair shot. So I'm just going to do it for a month and see what I think about it. So far it seems good, but I've noticed so far that when I am able to eat, my cravings for something that I probably shouldn't have are so bad. And that's not good. I like not having those cravings. So yeah, so that's an observation. But anyway, so yeah, also, sucks to say this out loud. How's that 16-week cut going? It's going good. However, when I went to Colorado a few weeks ago, that was quite a shitter for me in terms of sticking to a plan and adhering to everything, because went a whole week of not following anything right after Live Hard. And that was probably the biggest mistake that I've made as far as discipline goes in the last year, which sucks to say out loud, man. But it is what it is. I'm learning, and hopefully I can. So honestly, the way I think about things, I'm not even trying to be like inspirational, but like I'm glad things like that happen, because it gives me experience and a platform, not a platform, and I don't know what the word is. Gives me the experience and the knowledge and the wisdom to then share that story with others and know it to be true, and explain to other people and help them understand that if you're going to be doing XYZ, then don't do ZYX because of ABC. What I mean is, don't follow a protocol, get kick-ass discipline, start beating ass in every area of life, and then just take a break for 1 full week completely with no structure whatsoever, because that will derail you completely and you'll feel like it was all for nothing. Do not do that. So I learned that, and I don't feel like I've been completely derailed, but I do think it's important to say here that we always hear about the slippery slope. Take one puff of a cigarette or whatever and you'll be hooked, or whatever. Take one, turns into 2. Take one bite of a cheat meal, turns into 2, turns into a plate, turns into your binge eating. It's a slippery slope, and I'm glad that I have the self-awareness to realize what was happening when it was happening. So I caught it, and now I'm, taking control. I mean, I even took a cold shower this morning, forcing myself to do shit I don't want to do. I believe that to be a core part of the success that I've had in the last year. I think the structure and the knowing what I had to get done every single day and getting it done, I think that's also one of the biggest parts of everything. So what I'm going to do moving forward, I'm going to write it on my board here. I don't know if my mic can turn around all the way. Yeah, we're turning the mic around. All right, so the mic, all right, cool. So the mic is turned around all the way. It's standing completely vertical, and I'm going to write on my whiteboard. So now I'm standing facing my whiteboard. Now I'm going to write down. See, this is what I'm talking about. What the fuck was I even going to write? What was I going to talk about? Structure and planning equals success. I think I've talked about this. Gotta make this outline, make it nice. I think I've talked about this before, but 75 hard is incredible. It changed my life forever. I will never not advocate for the program. But there's nothing special about doing 2 workouts a day. There's nothing special about reading a book. There's nothing special about drinking a gallon of water every day. Those things by themselves are tricky, they're challenging, and they're mini, tiny little wins for the day. If you only read 10 pages a day and that was the only thing you did all day, that's a thing that you did. That's a win. Maybe that you're trying to learn more. Like, that's a win, period. So you have a win there. You have a win with water. You have a win with workouts. You have a win with taking a progress photo and abstaining from alcohol and not cheating on your diet. Those are all tiny little wins. So you're getting 5, 6, 7 wins per day, not to mention all the other ones in the other phases. And you have structure and you have routine. You know every single day what you need to do. Anything extra, that's great. But you have the core elements of what you need to do. Just do those, you'll be fine. And that's the secret sauce of the program. There's nothing magical about drinking a gallon of water a day. There's nothing magical about doing 2 workouts a day. Yeah, they suck. Yeah, they're hard. But it's that combined with the structure, with the planning, knowing what you need to do, and then executing on it every day for 75 days straight. That's what compounds, and that's what is the magic sauce. So the thing that I'm currently struggling with is structure and planning. Because right now, I get home and I know I'm going to work on my stuff, but I don't know exactly what I'm going to work on or what my deadlines are for those specific things or what it should look like. I have no idea what I'm doing. So in order for me to know what I'm doing, it's funny, it's a kind of a paradox. The only way for me to know what I'm doing is to start, figure out what the fuck doesn't work, then reevaluate, switch it up, and then try again. So, cheers to just starting because... There we go. So cheers to just starting because I don't want to say I wasted, but I definitely invested a whole 4 hours worth of work to not make any progress, kind of, because I now know what not to do. So this was kind of a clarifier for me that I need to work on. Sounds so silly, but if I'm selling a workout, nutrition, and mental toughness program, I should probably focus on the workout, nutrition, and mental toughness aspects. So I should get all the workouts done. I should get all the nutrition material made. I should get all that done, figure out how I'm doing everything, and then start making things like videos and other documents and helpful things like cookbooks and the macro cheat sheets and the badges and medals and awards for the mental toughness tasks and the streaks and all that shit. Because I think those will be really critical components of the program. And I'm very excited about that. So I don't see any other program doing that ever. I don't think any program, period, does that shit. If they do, I don't know about them. But we'll see. It could be the greatest idea I've had, or it could be the dumbest, most overhyped idea that I've had as well. So who knows? But yeah, structure and planning. You know what's interesting? I remember, I don't know which episode it is. Here's another. I'm gonna side note real quick. So in the future, when I have 2,000 episodes, which would be about 5 years from now. Nope, 6 years from. Yep. 5.5 years from right now. I'm probably going to want to know which episodes I talk about which things. So am I going to have to find people to listen to my shows and to write down what I talk about so that I can then create a massive spiderweb of references to each episode and to figure out when I said what things on which shows so that I can reference those to other shows? You know, if you want to listen to me the first time I fuck up a video, go listen to episode 307. I think this is what it is. If you want to hear the first time I quit my job, go listen to 301B. Stuff like that. Just a big long list. And I could be doing that now, but I haven't. So I could start. But I think about that, you know. Am I going to have to go back and change things and have people go through each individual episode? Will AI or will I have a program that will go through and listen to me talk and then depict it and put it into words and I can just control F that shit, you know? So I don't know. But, lost my train of thought. I said I'm going to side note real quick, and I just completely sidestepped over the bridge, and I'm nowhere near the island again. Whatever the fuck that means. So, so I wrote 4 rules for myself, and that was never miss a FedEx shift, which is ironic because I don't work there anymore. Always meal prep, which I got that taken care of. I have a meal prep service. Always know what to work on and what to do, which I have the best days when that's true. And the 4th one was, damn it, I can't remember the 4th one. Can I write it down right here? I write it over here. What were they? I can't remember what the 4 rules were. I can't remember that 4th one. Don't miss a FedEx shift. Always have my meals ready. Always know what to do and work on it. Can't remember the 4th one. Great. I want to go back to the episode and listen to it. Because those 4 rules I made for myself, absolutely true. But the truest one is to know what I'm doing, what to work on, and what it should look like when it's done. So I think moving forward, that's what we're going to do. So structure and planning equals success. So I need to know what I'm doing on what days, what I'm working on, and what to expect. So the cool thing is about all of this is, so today was actually supposed to be a rest day from work kind of thing. It's supposed to be life day is what I wrote on the schedule, which is things like get a haircut, schedule an appointment for my car, clean my house, wipe this up, do dishes, stuff like that, laundry. Just get life taken care of because I neglect that a lot. I just work and focus on these things. And I go to the gym, come home, do this. I don't, it's a burden for me to look at my sink and see some dishes and be like, fuck, when am I going to get to that? But I just got to prioritize it. That's it. So it's funny because I'm like, when am I going to find time to clean that one dish? It takes 87 seconds. It's not a big deal, but whatever. So structure, planning, success. Know what I'm going to work on, when I'm going to work on it. So that's what I was saying. So today's a rest day, quote unquote, life day, work from work. But tomorrow and Friday are content making days. So podcast tomorrow or Friday, social media content, clips, you name it, all that stuff for the other podcast, for the new social media account that will be dedicated to fitness, what I'm doing here, because I'm going to start over for multiple reasons. And just some stuff about social media and how it works when your account has been inactive and you don't use it that much. How Instagram views that account, just a consumer account or as it posting stuff. If people don't engage with it, it registers it as an account that is kind of dead. Nobody likes it, so it doesn't push your shit out. Don't know the validity of that, but going to make a new account. I only have 107 followers right now. I wouldn't say any of the people on there are, I don't know, maybe 10. 10 people are the ideal avatar that I have for the client, or as a client for the program. And I can just message them from then. So not a big deal. So I'm just going to restart. Also, it'll be cool to document all of that from 0 followers. So I'm also more intrigued, side note, by when accounts and businesses have a very low social presence, but are killing it in business. I think that's baller. I think it's cool to have, maybe a lot of followers and a lot of likes, whatever. But like speaking from the heart, I think it would be sick if I had less than 100 followers at all times, but I was making $200,000 a month. Because then you kind of fly under the radar. You're just, unexpected. Imagine you have a meeting with a big baller guy, some business meeting, and he's like, what's your social media? How much, It's like, bro, I got 80 followers. So anyway, next question. And he's like, well, what the fuck? How are you making I don't know. Just the things I think about, but whatever. So yeah, I don't know where else I'm going with that. So I'm going to go ahead and end the show. I'm going to get refocused on the things that I should be working on because right now, yeah. So anyway, guys, that's all I got today. Thanks for listening. I'll see you tomorrow. If you haven't already, please go check out episode 292B. It explains what the show is about in depth. If you are a new listener and want to know what the hell is going on, why I sound like shit, why it's not organized, why it's not professional, 292B explains it perfectly. So go give that episode a listen if you haven't already. Thank you so much for giving my stuff a try, and I will see you tomorrow for another episode.